Conductor, we have a problem. Lyrical Assassin from Jersey has been on an absolute tear this year, dropping projects like some artists drop singles. We've already seen the final cut with Dave East and the reinvention with the legendary Premier, also doing it, rocked out with the Nas project. But this one with Conductor feels different. It's his fourth album of 2025. Just this year alone, four projects. They're not long projects, but they're dense, right? What do they say? Is the term is like is short but deep, right? Yo, Ransom has always been about elevating the craft, turning his keen observations of life, philosophy, and growth into raw bars. Conductor, former actual train conductor. I remind you, we talked about his. We talked about this a long time ago. One of my previous videos. Now he's a Grammy-winning producer, right? He's a force of his own. Now he holds his own on this thing with this jagged, soulful, and fearless sound that blessed the tracks for everyone from Drake to Cole to West Side Gun. In a recent interview, Ransom said that he doesn't make music to please everyone. And Conductor doesn't necessarily do that either. They make music to spark thought. They make music to have a conversation with the listener. And that's exactly what's happening on this project. Let's talk production, because this is one of Conductor's most shining moments. The beats build a universe that tend to be murky. It's atmospheric. It's a little bit minimal, actually, but it leans heavy into some soul samples that helps bring the boom bap stage to the forefront that Ransom just like dances on, and just like any old primo project, you're gonna get that boom bap sound, right? Conductor drops these soul samples throughout the project, creating this introspective, slightly melancholic backdrop that matches Ransom's deep lyrics, like on Late Replies. This is Late Replies, the fifth track on this thing. We're talking beautiful and clean beats. The production is polished, sharp. It avoids the overused VHS filter that you can get when some of these producers are trying to make the boom bap sound vintage, and so they give you this, like, they'll put like a VHS little crackling filter on the thing. But which can be cool sometimes. It can, if they do it right, they don't overuse it. But this one is high fidelity soul without the crackling, and it still sounds rooted in the traditional boom bap ethos of the city, right? There's a diverse sonic environment that Conductor creates throughout this entire project, and this is intentional because it puts Ransom in a different musical environment that keeps the themes fresh with new excitement, ensuring that the tracks are dynamic and engaging from start to finish. Now, for the track highlights, off rip, Clairvoyance, you just start there. First track on the project. It sets the tone with Ransom reflecting on vision, critique, legacy, backed by this eerie loop that sticks in your head. Boomaye, freaking dope one right there. Boomaye, you might recall that reference from Ali in the Ali movie, right? One of the liveliest moments on this project is inspired, of course, by the fighting spirit of Muhammad Ali. It's about shutting down noise and doubters, and Ransom flows with the biting confidence here. I go to war like I'm Sun Tzu. Your money don't talk as a mumble. I'm in Monaco, slamming dominoes, yelling Vamonos. Tell them adios. Nickname scales. If that fails, name holds weight in everybody of you. To hell with you meddling rappers. Breaking up Reggie and Backwoods. I am a felon with tactics. Wearing some elegant fabrics. I love the way you said that thing, because I really think there's a double thing going on there. He's like, I'm a felon with tactics. Wearing some elegant fabrics. Although the track listing says we're in some elegant fabrics. I think he's also saying wearing some elegant fabrics. Love that double entendre play on words right there. Hell of a savage. Hell of a savage. Do you know? Do you know favors? I'm moving the matrix. I'm pedaling backwards. Hella theatrics. Who is your favorite? I prove that he ain't. It's gon' telling me average. It's go telling me average. Telling me average. Tell him he tell him he average. Telling me average. Bro, that's so beautiful, Ransom. I love the way you did it. The track list says it's go telling me average, but dude sound like he said tell him he average. Love the wordplay. Again, I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. Right? I tell him like Cassius. Boom yay. Boom yay. Right? Love the way that shit goes right there. Right? Late Replies is another dope track on this one. Again, this is the fifth track on the project. This one is a little bit emotional. It talks about missing connections and personal priorities. The sparse beat lets his vulnerability breathe. Flowers and tombstones is gonna be the seventh seventh one on this joint. It's deep, it's haunting, it's thoughtful. It questions how society honors loss and of a public persona. Imagine if you were able to see right after your funeral. So imagine, if you will, right after your funeral, boom, you're watching over your casket, you're watching yourself, you see yourself laying there, people at your joint crying or laughing, whatever they doing, right? How many days after we pass that laughter is suitable? I would say, to answer that question, 0 days. Like, for my funeral, I want people laughing. I want people having a good time. I want people to be like, yo, he told this one joke, or he told this one story, or this one wild thing happened to that dude Darwin, right? Like, remember that time that Darwin did that, whatever, right? I know already. Venetia, my homegirl Venetia, Jamari. I don't know if Jamari remember this story. Shout out to them, but I know Venetia. At my funeral, Venetia's gonna tell that damn syrup story, and if you were there, what I mean? If you know, you know, right? She gonna tell that damn syrup story. But that's what I want my funeral. Those kinds of stories, that laughter, right? Okay, so he goes on to say here, how many days after we pass that laughter is suitable? I tried the fact I tried the fact that the numerals, subtracting all of the few boo who all of the few how you say this? Okay. I tried the fact that the numerals, subtracting all of the few boo-hoos in his life was beautiful. Baby, what did they do to you? He says, right? You know the same old usual. Same old supplied by the whispers. I heard he was so musical. But did you know that I do music too? Imagine somebody at your funeral, right, with all the boo-hoos trying to peddle their mixtape, right? Hey, he did music. You know what I mean? There might be some music adjacent people here, people that might be in the industry here, right? Baby, what did they do to you? Okay, remove the auntie from down south that's delusional. He'll be back. I'm gonna dive in there with him, right? I'm gonna go back in there with him. That's delusional. And two together, and they'll forget you're disputable. But now that you know who is who, because you're watching from above, right? Now that you know who is who, I see it might be news to you that love you had was a mutual. Woo. Look, you wasn't human too, but to the loon, your souls ascended right through the roof and and flew the coop. And now your body is ashes and crucibles. You knew the rules. I'm sorry to say that you've been reduced. Sorry to an Instagram post. You've been reduced. Sorry, you've been reduced. Sorry to an Instagram post and some content for them to use. You've been abused. By the way, on your at your own funeral, right? Shot man, freaking dope bars. Check out the whole thing. Like, it's bars all over this thing, stories all of this thing, sets a scene on this whole thing. The full track list runs only 8 songs. It's only 22 minutes of your time, but it's concise. There's no fillers on here. I usually would, hey, hands up. I would usually be the one complaining about these short track lists, but this thing is dense. Even in some of these short songs, he's giving you nothing but message and bars and a story if he has to. It's concise. It's all about impact on this thing. If I had to sum up the unforgettable truth in one word, I would say it's reflective. This isn't a party album. It's not a club um, a club playlist. What it is deep. It's sometimes intense. It is reflective on life's complications, expectations, and cultural sensitivity. It feels like a late night conversation with someone who's been around the block, seen a lot, and doesn't want to, sugarcoat anything. The unforgettable truth is that growth requires discomfort. Ransom challenges the listener and himself to confront those difficult subjects, from personal struggles to social issues, with raw honesty and a stoic mindset. Put this on with good headphones, maybe after you've unplugged for a bit, and the more you lock in, the more you'll catch on repeat plays.